Hey guys, it's Rick Strom from TYT Sports. We had the great fortune of interviewing the newest addition to the Big Three, Kendall Gill. Enjoy. Kendall Gill here in Chicago, representing the Big Three. How does it feel to be a part of a league, and we'll get into Ice Cube in a little bit, but how does it feel to be a part of a league with other retired athletes that maybe you haven't seen in a while?
Oh, it feels great, and you definitely find out who's been taking care of themselves in retirement and who hasn't. And it also gives you an opportunity to be a professional athlete again and to relive that. Because, when you retire from professional sports or basketball or baseball, football, whatever, you miss the camaraderie that you had with your former teammates and your former colleagues. You also miss the competition. And, you're looking for a fix, and actually I became a professional boxer after I retired because I was looking for a competitive fix, and when we heard about the Big Three, my wife and I, we said, hey, that's the perfect outlet for me at this point. I can still play, I'm still in great shape, and, I want to compete again. So, it's probably the best thing to happen for me in years, especially in the summertime.
I know you mentioned that you're a pro boxer. We're going to get into a lot of the boxing stuff and the psyche behind all that in a little bit. You also said that some of the guys are in shape and some of the guys are not in shape. Who's the best fit player right now in the Big Three? Aside from yourself, who's the best fit player?
Aside from myself, probably Xavier Silas, but he's 29 years old. I'm 49. He's 20 years younger than me.
Are you in better shape than him?
Yes, I am. I'm not even gonna lie. He's in basketball shape. I'm in fight shape. So it's a big difference, and you only understand that until you get into the ring and go for a couple rounds, if you can go for a couple rounds. So Xavier Silas is, the way that he moves, and you'll see this Sunday in the game at UIC Pavilion, but the way that he moves differently than everybody else. He's really energetic. He has all of his reflexes still, all of his fast twitch muscle fibers are working. On some of us, the fast twitch muscle fibers left about 10 years ago, but for the most part, though, everybody is in pretty good shape, especially now is rounding into the 5th week. Everybody's gotten their legs under them. The first week, you probably could see some rust on guys, but now they're starting to shake the rust off, which is making the basketball much better.
So when you got the call, just take me and everybody through how exactly you got involved. Who called you? Who recruited you? What have you?
Okay, well, I went to the the Big Three Combine and the draft, and unfortunately I wasn't drafted. I thought I should have been drafted, but I think that some of the guys saw 49, which is my age, and kind of shied away from me, even though I played really well, But, I stayed in shape, thinking, well, if there's an injury, I might get a call. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm actually about to jump into the ring and spar over at Sam Colonna's gym here in Chicago.
Got to get the plug.
Yeah, and I saw a call from L.A. and I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm wrapping my hands, but I'm still looking at this call from L.A. I'm like, I don't recognize the number, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, hey, that might be the Big Three. But I was like, nah. And then I put my phone up, right? So I go and I spar and everything. Then when I'm done with my workout,
how many rounds did you spar?
I sparred 8 rounds that day. So after I sparred and everything, I come back to the phone and I look at it. The text message, it said Corey Maggette, and then it asked me, would I be interested in joining his team Power? And I was like, absolutely. I texted back, absolutely. So then Clyde Drexler called me and told me, welcome to the team, and they explained to me, what's going on and why they wanted to recruit me. So that was how it went down, man. And then you're talking about I was on cloud 9 for a couple of days. So.
And you said that you had to get that fix.
Yeah.
Is that something that has been not necessarily lingering, but just that void that you've had for a while? And have you tried to fill the void with other competitive things like boxing?
Yeah. Listen, all professional athletes, even amateur athletes, when they compete at a high level, they always have a need to compete, and we just talked about the fix, and it's a void, that's not there that you've had since you were a kid. All of us have been competing since we were kids, and then all of a sudden one day somebody tells you, okay, it's over. We're always going to stay the same. and that need to compete is always going to be there. I don't care whether I'm 100 years old. I'm going to have to compete at something. I'll probably be playing checkers by then, but
I was going to say chess.
Checkers or chess by then, but I'll still be competing. And this is one of the things that the Big Three allows all of us to do.
What's Ice Cube like?
Ice Cube is a cool guy, man. He's really, really into it. It's not like, he said, well, I'm going to just be a part of this and be the face of it. He is really into the games. He's really into the league. He's really into the product, and also seeing us play 3-on-3. Like I was watching Monday night, they come on Fox Sports 1, and I'm watching him on the sidelines just to see his reactions. And he's reacting just like the fans are, So that lets you know he's really into it. If he wasn't, he'd just be sitting back, just not. But, you could tell by his body language and everything that, he's being entertained and he's enjoying what he's doing.
Do you think that he could potentially go into ownership of an NBA team?
I believe so, yeah. The Houston Rockets are for sale. They just went up for sale yesterday, so why not? And I think that Ice Cube would be a great owner. You look at what he did with the Big Three and putting this whole thing together, getting investors and then moving it from city to city. It's been successful, and last week was my first week, and I was surprised at how professional everything was. It was just like I was in the NBA. As a matter of fact, I called my wife and I said, hey, did I fall in some type of hot tub time machine? Because this is great. This is like I never left the league, and everything was on point, and, I was proud of what he did. Now,
did you grow up listening to hip hop when you were younger?
I grew up listening to hip hop, but here in Chicago, this is the home of house music. I listen to more house music than hip hop, but I still listen to hip hop. As a matter of fact, LL Cool J, who's my favorite rapper of all time, was at the game in Philly.
I saw you put up something.
Yeah, and I got an opportunity to take a picture with him and everything. So, LL, Ice Cube, all those guys back then. I listened to all those guys.
Okay. How does it feel to be a part of a league that Ice Cube started when he's one of the founding members of one of the greatest rap groups of all time?
It feels great. Ice Cube is an icon. And he's moved from hardcore rap to the mainstream, not only with his music, but with his movies and now with the Big Three. And I think that he's going to do bigger things in the future. To me, I think that he just has goals and he just keeps knocking them down as he goes. And I think that the Big Three is one of the things that he's always wanted to do. I talked to him in Las Vegas. And I asked him why did he want to start this. He says, because the guys that I followed in the NBA always would retire, and I would wonder what are they doing. They can still possibly play. So I wanted to develop a vehicle where we could still, as fans, see those guys compete. And he did it. Because the guys are definitely competing.
Better rapper, LL Cool J or Ice Cube?
I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna be politically correct and stay out of that one right now. I love both guys. That's like asking me, hey man, which one of your kids you love the best? I can't do it.
All right. Lastly, why is your team going to win the Big Three?
Because we're exactly that, a team. We share the basketball. We understand the importance of, in 3-on-3 basketball, we understand the importance of picking and rolling and defense. Also, we have guys that are closers. Cuttino Mobley is a closer. Deshaun Stevenson is a closer. I'm a closer. So when you got 3 guys that are willing to step up and hit big shots at any time, then your chances of winning are pretty good, And I don't know of any other team on the Big Three that has 3 guys that are willing to do that.
For more on the Big Three, check out BIG3.com.